Hi, this is David from Brainstorm. I'm gonna take you through a quick demo of the main features of InfinitySet. I hope you enjoy it. As you can see, I brought in a 3D set, right? This 3D set was designed in Cinema 4D. We are compatible with all the main 3D packages in the market, like Cinema 4D, 3ds Max, Maya, any of those. We got a built-in importer. You throw in the geometry with textures and it loads it automatically. In fact, we got this set with a graphic here, but I'm gonna bring in a new screen also to show you how easy it is. So that's my screen, drag and drop, and that's the screen. If I want to modify its position, orientation, size, I can do it very easily using these different shortcuts in the on the keyboard, and then just modifying the position. If we want to add a new texture onto this screen, we can do it directly from Windows. So let's look for picture, we drag and drop, and we load it automatically. We could do this exactly the same thing with movies. So if I select any movie, we can drag and drop and it will automatically load it. And if we play it, we'll have it there. Also, we can, instead of applying a single texture, we could apply several of them, right? So I'll just select a few different movies, drag them onto the playlist, and do the same with a few different images. We'll drag then the playlist as the texture, and as we change the as we navigate through the different files, we will be playing them onto the screen. We could play these automatically, individually, or we could automate the change of textures, okay, with this interface here. Right, so we got our talent. As you can see, we are the talent is casting real-time shadow, right? Depending on her position, she's moving around and she's casting that shadow that has been applied onto the floor and also mapped onto any element she's got behind her. There's also a reflection that is following her and being automatically updated with the position of her, right? So these features are quite unique from us. And for instance, this light we're talking about, this shadow, it depends on the light position, right? So if we move the light, we'll be moving where the shadow is being casted on, depending on the light position, just that, right? So we could even animate this change of light, this light movement, so that it follows the talent at all times, right? So we got our talent, we got all of our different elements in our set. Now we could move our camera. One of the main features of InfinitySet is what we call track-free. Track-free means that we are working nor with tracking nor trackless. It's a mix in between. So if we had a tracking system now, we'll be able to move the camera on this position, right? It will be updating, panning, tilting, zooming, wherever. But we can combine those real animations with virtual movements, such as the ones I'm doing now, right? So we could move from one virtual location to another one and combine these virtual movements with real movements. In order to create a new position, it's as easy as let's come back here and just move our camera, click here, and we will save a new position, and then we will just navigate from one to another. Right. One other of our main features is what we call the hand tracking. So let me show you quickly. We're gonna create an animation using the actions interface that will bring this screen up from the floor, right? So this will be one keyframe, one button. We drag it there and it creates it automatically. and this will be the second one. So if we click on them, we'll see how they work, right? Now what we're going to do is turn on the hand tracking. Go to the objects, look for the actor, hand tracking, body view, and you see we are defining here different areas around the talent, right? These areas are updated depending on her position. We can track the hand A, which is the left one, hand B, right one, and then hand C will be the top area we're seeing there. And we are able to define how big these areas are. So yeah, we got here several controls. What we're going to do is we're going to drag the control status of the hand, right? When she enters the yellow area, she is making a click, right? An internal click. So we're going to drag that, bind that click onto the animation. So right hand click, we copy it and we paste it onto the in animation, right? Paste bind. And now for the left hand animation, we're gonna copy it and we're gonna paste it onto the other button. So we'll see now when her hand enters the left area, she calls out the the right area, she calls out the screen. On the left area, she calls in the screen, right? If we remove the visual interface, we'll see she's still doing that, right? So now she's controlling when the screen comes in and when it goes out. And we could bind these to basically any button, any numerical value we see on the software, which is quite powerful, right? Now let's have a quick look at another of our very useful and powerful tools, which is the defocus. I'm going to turn it on and then we're going to see how it works. Okay, so we got a talent there, and we've got our background, we've got everything. This distance and range are the two main parameters here. Distance defines where the focal point is. Everything on yellow will be on focus, any other color out of focus, and then range will be how wide is our depth of field, right? We move to helper and we see how she's on focus now and the background is out of focus. We can define different focus values per camera preset. Okay, depending on each camera preset, we could have different focus values. Even if we had a tracking system, we'd be able to bind these values of the focus to the actual focus of the real camera. Right. So let's turn this off and let's have a quick look at another of our unique features, which is what we call the teletransporter. Instead of using a virtual set as a background, as we are doing here, we're gonna move on to a different location. We're gonna use a movie as a background, right? Let's remove this, hide this screen here, and we just we call this a teletransporter, so we teletransported her, and she's now in a football stadium, right? This clip was shot on a photo camera, and then we run it through a plugin that we got, and this plugin extracts tracking information from it and shows. Let's look this. And so this plugin extracts tracking information from it and just positions the talent and any other 3D element on the 3D space, right? Even the shadows we had from her are still being applied, right? So she looks exactly as she was there. You see the tracking; she's completely fixed. And the same for the graphics. We could be modifying the shadows so that it matches the shadows on the green screen. We could modify the color correction, right? If I go here to inputs, chroma key, color, we could select this background, and which is the other playlist, this one, and say auto color correction to this background, So it automatically analyzes the picture and applies the color correction of that background, right? And we can do this pre-recorded as we're doing it here on a movie, or we could do it live. Okay, now let's move back to the studio. We can bring back our desk, and well, this would be a very basic and quick overview of some of the main features of InfinitySet. I hope to enjoy it. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.